Fun fact 112, Universal Studios Part 4. So I've told you some little things. I know they were long. This is going to be the longest one. Um, where to begin? Well, this one's Part 4 is going to be called Favorites. It's going to be called Favorites. And I might need to put my glasses on so I can read the favorites and stuff. But the first day we got there, like I said, my roommate daughter had gone in the spring on her own and brought me back. Um, she didn't was told by a friend of hers to go on the Universal Studios tour, but she only had gone for one day, and she didn't have time to fit it in. So the first thing I said we're going to do, I said, let's do the Universal Studios tour. And first thing, let's just knock the thing out that you didn't get to do last time so we don't run out of time and you get it done. So we went on the Universal Studios tour. It was so good. I think when I was younger, that was what Universal Studios was. And they take you like on this tram and you get to see the sound stages where they're filming stuff, and you get to see some of the sets of different movies and like Psycho and Back to the Future and different things, different live sets, different faux sets and sound stages and stuff like that. And then they have like little ride parts that aren't too much, but they're like still kind of fun. Fun. I would say fun. And like they have the Kong and the Jaws and the earthquake and the flood, and that was really fun. And I really enjoyed it. It was really enjoyable, and it was a really good way to get your feet wet with everything else. And then we did go, I believe, to Harry Potter. We played with our wands, and we went on the Forbidden Journey, and I've already told you how I got sick on that one. In the Hippogriff one, and how I almost got sick on that one, but I did enjoy doing the sigils and hanging out there. Just the atmosphere was just so fun. And everybody that worked there was so nice and just really sweet people. I mean, somebody misled us one day when it came to um what was it? I forget. We asked somebody about my daughter had gotten the Nintendo Mario. You can get a watch and you can interact with different games with the watch, and you can keep your points and your coins and stuff. And I didn't need that, but she wanted, when she was there the first time, people had them and she didn't get it, so she decided to get it this time. But and we couldn't read it. It didn't work on the ride. The ride was supposed to give us something, and it didn't interact. But there was one lady that I had already talked to in Nintendo Land or Mario Land, and she was the right person to ask because she knew what she was talking about. And if she didn't, she knew who knew the answer. So that was very nice. Everybody there was so nice. But so we went on that ride, but I probably shouldn't do this chronologically. Um, so you could say the Mummy, I didn't get to go on, and uh, the rides in the Harry Potter land really weren't for me. Even though I enjoyed them, I didn't want to get sick, so I didn't do them again. But I think I need to do this differently because this is supposed to be about favorites, you know. And then the ones with the 3D screens, or the screens, or my roommate daughter didn't recommend I go on because when I got sick, and she said the quality of the ride wasn't as good as some of the other ones. So, and this is outside of favorites. While we're there, the Fast and Furious ride was being tested, and they actually let people go on. But if you had an express pass, or anything else. There was no jumping the line for the most part. And they only opened it for like 3 hours, and the line was like 2 hours long. So it took you 2 hours to get to the front of the line. And they were testing it. So it's huge. It goes through the whole park. And I know that my daughter wanted to go on it, but then she kept going back and forth, and they were so sporadic when they had it open. And she didn't want to stand in line for 2 hours. And she goes, and they're testing it. I don't want to be their guinea pig, but it looked really exciting. I would not go on it. The way I've described it to people is that you're taking escalators down to lower levels, and they have like these plastic domes over them. And you could see this ride go up, and the people flip upside down and go in a curve. And they kind of went like this, and they were upside down and screaming. And I'm like, this dome over the escalator that they just went over, if I was on the ride, would be covered in barf. There'd be no question. And I didn't want it. I didn't want that responsibility. So I said I wouldn't go on that ride. I would definitely get sick. But it was pretty exciting to see it running. But that wasn't part of the favorites. So I'm not really sure how to start. I want to start. Let me see. So I would say Harry Potter. No. Okay. So number 6, I had seeing the testing for the Fast and Furious ride. That was pretty cool. Um, then I would say it was Harry Potter with the sigils and the wands, and the interactions that you could do all over the village. It was pretty fun. And then, but mostly the light show that they did, and the fireworks. I think I do have some allergies in my teeth. Uh, the light show on the castle, and they had fireworks, and they had a storytelling that went on, and I saw the light ones and everything else. It was that was really cool. The storytelling in the light show on the castle but also the environment of the Harry Potter world, the fake snow on the roofs, the buildings, everybody so nice, and the aesthetics. It was just really, really kind of cool. I know that a lot of the souvenirs they get are like standard and mass produced, but it'd be really nice to see something a little bit more like a shop that had something different in it. Or maybe 2 or 3 shops that had something different in them that weren't like mass produced things that you could get in Japan too, or the one in Florida or whatever. It'd be nice to see something a little more personalized. But other than that, the sets are really nice. So that's number 5 on my list. I mean, I'm sure there's more of that. And then, so 4 I have is Mario. I'm not a Nintendo person. I went on the Bowser ride. I don't know who Bowser is. And then I saw Princess Peach and little girls dressed up like Princess Peach, and I'm like, I don't know what that is. I know. But the Mario Land was almost how do you say that word? Saccharine sweet. A little too, but it was actually kind of okay to have that balance of and the movements and the walls and stuff. It's very sunny in there. And we did go on Bowser's whatever thing. And I didn't get sick, which was really good. And it's kind of like an interactive ride game thing, and you're shooting at things and getting points. And I had no idea what I was doing because I didn't even know who Bowser was and who the bad guys were. And as we're walking in line, I'm like, is that them? And I don't know. And going on the Bowser ride, we met so many kids and special needs kids, and it was just so fun interacting with them. But so yeah, we went on the Bowser ride, and the first day we went, I got 86, and you have to get 100, I guess. And I got 86. And they're like, oh, no, you did really good. You did really good for not knowing the game. And, you did really well. And I'm like, yeah. And they're all over like 100. And my daughter's like 136. And they're all like 169 and 103. And I'm like, how did I even get 86? I don't even know. I don't even know how this worked at all. And then the second day we went, and she had her wrist thing, and she got to play different games, and I got to go along with her on some parts of the games and play too. But there's some you had to have the wristband to play. And we did that part, and then we went on the ride again, and I forget what I got. I got 100. I got 111. I got 111. And I'm like, and I broke the 100 mark. And you had to break the 100 mark to win. But they always said, well, and if you win, you get a trophy, a virtual trophy in your mind. And I was like, what? Oh, wait a second. Where did I leave it? Oh my gosh. Where is it? Where did I put? Oh, it's all the way over there. Don't look. Don't look. I'm gonna sneak over there. Look on the ground. Let's see. Let's see. Look at this. Look at this. I'm going down like this. Okay. 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 So I didn't put it in the right place. I'm so silly. I'm silly. I'm silly. So, okay. So, but that was the first day, and the second day we went, and we all got over 100. Our score was like 500 and something. And they were like, high score, 322. And we're like, we just got 500. We're the high scorers of the day. And because she had the wristband thing, it gave her a trophy there. But then we went into a store and she bought a trophy. I think it's so fun. I think it's so fun. This is the Bowser whatever ride challenge. This is the trophy you can buy one. I don't even know how much it costs, but she bought one. Feels like there may be something linked to it, so I don't know. It's interesting. She bought a trophy. And then she bought some candy. That's a bullet. A bullet. But yeah, she bought a trophy. Because we're sharing the trophy, I think, and she ate all the candy and the bullet already, so not me. Um, so that was, what was that? Number 3? Yeah. No, that was number 4. Number 3, and I was telling you about it, was the studio tour. I recommend everybody do the studio tour. It's good for everybody. It's smelling. If you're just looking for excitement, there's plenty of roller coasters and screen rides and stuff like that. But number 3 is definitely the studio tour. Now, there's a lot of things going on, like the light shows and the rides and stuff like that. There's other shows that you can sit down and watch and stuff. And I know, well, I'll get to that later. There's some rides that I didn't even go on at all, but she had gone. There was like Secret Life of Pets and some other ride. I think there was a Shrek run, and there were other things that you can go on. And there was like Frankenstein and Hello Kitty and all different. I think there was a Marilyn Monroe, and you could get pictures taken and stuff like that. So number 2 is a ride, and it was my favorite ride. I didn't get any souvenirs from that area, but it was probably one of my favorite areas. Like I said, like the Mummy ride, we didn't even go on, but it would have been cool to see Mummy souvenirs. And then, don't know about Transformers. I think they did have a souvenir store, but I didn't think I really thought that souvenirs were that cool. And I didn't go on that ride because of the screens. But she got she got some time with Megatron, which was really cool. He was hilarious how he was like bashing people. He didn't bash her because she like knelt down and he goes, finally, a true Decepticon. It gave her a nickname and everything. Oh, it was so cool. We videoed it. It was so cool. But so the studio tour I already told you about, and that was my number 3. Number 2 is Jurassic. The ride, I could have gone on that all day. It was so well, it's a water ride and I love water. Um, and just the setup, and there were no screens really that you delve into. It was all 3D animatronics. They spit water at you that came out at you. I mean, it was just fabulous. Number 1 ride in the whole park. It's the Jurassic Park ride, Jurassic World Park ride. And then it has that at the end, and that was just fun. It was just fun. And you got a little bit of wet, but not that wet, really. But you got a little bit of wet. I could have gone on that one all day. That was really fun. And we hung out there a lot because of the raptor encounter, the Tyrannosaurus, not Tyrannosaurus, raptor encounter, the Triceratops, and the Aqualop. Those were so cute. So cute. So fucking cute. That Aqualop was so cute. It was like a baby Triceratops. It was so cute. But yeah, I really liked the whole Jurassic World. I wish there was more of it. It was really, really good. And then our number 1, and she didn't experience the first time. She didn't know what it was. She didn't had no clue what it would be about. But it was the water world. Number 1. It's not a ride, but was number 1. The number 1 experience there was Waterworld. And there's so many reasons why. They had a beautiful set that they did, and it was water. And if you remember the movie, it followed the movie. It followed like the line of the movie and kind of condensed it. They had stunt people who were, oh my God, and their special effects people were, oh my God. There was, you would sit in the green benches and you would get soaked, and it was so hot. It was so refreshing. And the actors were so sweet and interactive and welcoming and playful, but there was drama and there was stunts and fights and action and adventure and the storyline. It was, I mean, between the explosions and the splashes and the falling off from way up above and the zip lining and the fights, and oh my gosh, and the actress that was there, I have her name somewhere. She played Helen. She's the only female in the whole thing. And I think she's in Flight Attendant or something, because it says what other credits they have that you might know them by. Some of them were real actor. I mean, like, they're actors, but they were stunt people too. And oh my gosh. We went the first day and we went the second day. After she saw it the first time, she was like, this is my favorite. I said, it's my favorite too. It's like, it was so well done. And everybody who saw it and left were like, oh my God. And you got to like meet the people afterwards and they would take pictures with you. It was fabulous. If you go to Universal Studios, you have to see the Waterworld stunt show. It was so good. And maybe go on the Fast and Furious ride for me and tell me all about it, because I'm not going on it. But yeah, it was fabulous. Now I know the second day we brought bathing suits because they have this silly Funland where it's kind of like a mini water park, and it's pretty calm. It's not, like big slides and stuff. It's just like you can get wet. We were going to go there, but then I'm like, well, we're going to Waterworld, so why change our clothes, to cool off? Let's just go to Waterworld and we'll cool off that way. yeah, that was really, really fabulous. There was like some good ice cream and shakes and lots of walking. There was the fountain in the city walk that was really cool. And there was a dragon there. There's the red carpet where you take your picture in the Universal Ball. We did all that. Um, it was just really a fun time. And sometimes I just sat there and talked to people or watched people. They had a dance party, and I think that was part of the Fast and Furious stuff. And the first day when we were there, I didn't like the music, so I didn't hang. But the second day, my daughter took off to Transformers. Excuse me. And I was just kind of like sitting in the shade. It was the second day. We'd walked a lot. We'd done a lot. And she knew I couldn't go on that ride. But I said, well, I'll meet you here. I'll meet you there type of thing. And they had the dance party. Oh, I got a turkey leg too. Yeah, that's right. And they had the dance party. And there was a song that came up. And I hadn't, I dance. And I was just like, oh, I really want to go dance. I left my bags kind of near the dance floor because I had all the bags. And went and I did one little dance for like 3 minutes. And the dancers looked at me and they're like, oh, we see you. We see you. We see you, girl. We know you're a dancer. And I'm like, oh, yes, I am. Oh, and here's my product placement for the day. Perrier. It's better not to drink things with forced carbonation. So, and this is supposed to be natural, but who knows? It might be forced carbonation now anyway. So what else did I want to say about my favorites? There was a cute boy in the stunt show, and he was really sweet. He goes, "Well, I'm sorry, but there is a Mrs." And I'm like, "Yeah, yeah." And there's a cute boy from Korea that sat next to us once in Water World, and that was fun. He was by himself because his friend didn't want to go wet. So I talked to him and um talked to a lot of people, and people watching was really good too. That was really a fun part of the whole experience. And also going to the hotel and going in the hot tub and swimming in the pool. Um, we did that the first night and we did that the last night we were there. Um, and that was really nice too. So um, then we came home and the cats were waiting. So, but I'm trying to see if I have any other things that I wanted to mention in favorites. But I think those were the top. Now somebody did keep going on the hippogriff ride, and it wasn't me. And there was we were leaving Hogsmeade, and I said, "Oh, take a picture with the whole town in the background of me." And she goes, "Well, pose." And so I started doing different poses. And she goes, "Do more poses." And I'm like, and then people were watching, and I'm like, "What is going on here?" And And the conductor with the train came behind me was doing the poses. I already mentioned that in the earlier one, but it was just that kind of that interaction, and um, it was a good time for perspective and not pushing ourselves too hard, but just really enjoying everything. So it was a beautiful time, and she had gone to Universal Studios. I had never been, and I had always wanted to go. So it was really cool to be able to go. And I really thank her a lot because I wouldn't have been able to go financially and everything else. So um, her going with me and taking me was a surprise and helped me get out of my head a little bit about everything that's going on. It was really, really a wonderful, wonderful time and treat. And I thank her so much for that. and for being there when I was falling apart. And I was going to say, on the Mummy ride out, the thing that surprised me most is she's a much stronger and braver person than I am. And and she doesn't really have panic attacks. So that was huge to see. And she said it's just like she's used to being able to see what she needs to fight. And in the Mummy ride, there's a lot of darkness and she can't see what she needs to fight. And that was part of the panic attack. So yeah. Oh, but did I mention? Yeah, we got the trophy from the Bowser thing, and yeah, and I really did enjoy that too. So um, it was good times. And if you want to tell me about your Universal Studio experiences, what your favorite things are, if you got to go on the Fast and Furious ride, if you got one of those big donuts like my daughter did, and she's already eaten it all, they're huge. Or if you got a turkey leg that I still have in a drawer because I couldn't even finish it all. Um, if you tried um, some of the shakes that they had that were really good, yeah, good stuff. And tell me all about it. I told you all about it. You can tell me all about it too. Ciao, Bellas.